You may remember exactly a year ago, the Governor-General Quentin Bryce took Stateline and Mark Carmody on a tour of the gardens at Government House. The two of them got on famously. In contrast, 50 years earlier, a very formal Sir William Slim and Lady Slim hosted the ABC, and an equally formal reporter, Mungo McCallum Sr. The visit had some unintentionally comic results.
I'm here in the drawing room of Government House at Canberra, and in a few moments His Excellency has consented to receive me. In the meanwhile, this is the main drawing room in which I'm waiting. It's a beautiful room, a long room full of shadow and sunlight, and from it there's a beautiful view looking down through the gardens, through the trees, to the great hills and mountains beyond. It's a room in which the investitures are held, but I do hope that later we'll be able to show you that view.
We're now to present Mr. McCallum.
Good afternoon, sir. I must say I appreciate very much indeed that you and Lady Slim should have us here, sir.
Well, I'm delighted to. We're rather fond of this house, largely, I think, because it's not a very orthodox government house.
But I was just saying to people in Sydney, sir, what a charming room this was and how free and easy it seemed.
Well, I hope it does. And, of course, we're also terribly fond of the garden. Can I show you?
Yes, I'd love to. Thank you, sir.
This is a garden that's not, I think, over-cultivated. We've got open spaces, which I like. And it's much more my wife's apartment, this part, than mine. And here she is. I think she's much better fitted to show it to you than I am.
Thank you very much.
How do you do, Mr. McCallum?
Good afternoon, Lady Slim.
Very nice to see you here.
It's very, very kind. I was saying to His Excellency, it's very, very kind of you to have us here. We appreciate it very much indeed.
Well, it's lovely to have you here, Mark.
Well, thanks very much for inviting ABC to your place.
I watch your weather forecast whenever I'm here, so I know what's going to happen the next day, and particularly if I'm travelling.
Well, we've got a lovely day today, haven't we?
And I love the way you wear the flower and sometimes talk about where you've been to see the school kids or some special place that you've been to. I think it has such a lovely community feel to that. I really enjoy it.
Well, here's my wife and Susie, who are really much better fitted to be guides to this garden than I am. So perhaps you'd be kind enough to show us.
Shall we go down to see the garden?
Kind of you. Yes,
that
would be very. First of all, I'd like, if I may, just to have a very quick look at this lovely old deodar tree. It's a pretty old one, apparently.
It's very old. It's what, 120 years old?
Oh, I should think it's quite 120 years old.
More, probably.
You must have a lot of English trees and trees from other countries too in this garden.
Yes, we have. We have a great variety, really.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you.
You've got a very good guide, anyway.
Thank you very much, sir.
I'm only sorry that this circle here, it's usually a blaze of colour, but those flocks are not yet ready.
We haven't got colour television, unfortunately.
No, well then that doesn't affect you then. But these wonderful colours in the ranunculi. And
oh, they're terrific.
Look at this lovely iris with the yellow.
Yeah, with the yellow beard on it. It's just beautiful. That's terrific.
Are you a keen gardener yourself?
Yes, I am. I'm extremely keen about gardens and love the flowers that come from them. I love to have as many as I possibly can in one's house.
Well, I was noticing the ones in the drawing room just now. Do they come from this garden?
They come from the garden. They come from all over the garden. We have a cutting garden where a lot of them come from. And they come in every day.
I mean, around there, for instance, all these flower beds, they would supply, of course, I suppose.
Well, yes, but it's rather sad to denude them, really, when we can get them from another part of the garden for the house. So we like to leave the borders looking as nice as possible. What we really like to do. I must drop my dog.
Susie.
She's getting a little bit tied up.
Yes, Susie doesn't quite realise what the occasion is.
What is going on.
Looking down there, one can see that the hills coming into view behind the trees, and then of course the superb tracery of trees, and then finally those mountains. I think it's most...
Well, it is one of the most lovely views I think I've ever seen. And the mountains alter in colour all the time. They're sometimes very dark and beautiful blue, and then
Well, they're very blue today.
They're bluish today. They can be very much bluer, though, really.
Do you think it's true that these mountains that we have along the eastern coast of Australia are bluer than other places you've been?
I should say yes. I haven't seen those blue mountains, such blueness as we get here. I think it's pure Australia.
And I think this, emerald green, it really shows the dramatic colours of the rhododendrons and all these wonderful blossom trees. It throws all that colour into sharp relief.
I suppose, now Susie, you'll be a good girl. I wonder, I'm not wanting to be tactless, but I wonder how you would consider this as a home compared with some of the other places you've
Well,
been
this
in.
is a true home. This is quite beautiful in every possible way. And of course we have been here for quite a long time, which doesn't always happen. We've been here for 6 years and nearly
Yes,
6
you have had
years,
more
and
time here.
very, very often one is only there in
Yes.
places for a year or two.
Yes.
But
yes.
it's a lovely home, and we
Yes.
enjoy every moment that we spend here, even in cold weather.
So you've been here a year, Governor General. How have you enjoyed the 4 seasons, the changes in the seasons in the garden?
Oh, they're so beautiful to enjoy. I love the garden. It's the loveliest part of living here.
What's your favourite time of year, Lady Slim?
Well, I think, without doubt, here in this particular place, I think spring and autumn. I mean, the two. Because in spring, all the blossom just pours out in this garden, and then in autumn, all the great and lovely colour comes.
Yes.
So, I mean, the autumnal colour
Yes.
comes. So I think there's no
course,
doubt I enjoy these 2 times
That is
as
something
much
that
as anything.
Canberra is supposed to be rather good at, isn't it?
Well,
spring
it is, because the trees are very, very beautiful and most wonderfully chosen, and in every way
Yes,
one enjoys them.
yes. You don't mind the encroachment of the growth of Canberra?
Well,
on
no,
Government
because
House?
after all, it is a city, isn't it?
Yes,
And
yes.
it will be really rather like living in London
Yes,
sometime.
that's true.
The Government House will
Yes,
be like probably some of the greater houses of London,
yes.
in the midst of a city.
Well, I suppose it may be one day, sir.
But we like it very much as it is.
I thought you might say that.
Well, you've done the honours of the garden,
Well,
darling.
we've looked at it, and it is looking lovely today.
It is,
It does,
isn't
it does look very, very nice.
It's
Almost.
done us proud today.
It has, in every way, and the sky is lovely too. It's beautiful. But shall I leave you now? You're going to do other things, I
Well,
think.
thank you very much, Lady
Goodbye.
Slim.
Thanks very much for having us here
thanks.
today.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for being here and for your lovely garden segment that you seem to put into the weather reports every evening.
Well, you make sure
I
you
love
keep
that
listening.
on the ABC.
This is a very attractive corner here, isn't it? This corner with the...
Yes, I think so. The mirror helps a lot, and that's rather a nice picture. All these pictures in this room are Australian.
Well, that's good to know.
That's one by Johnson.
It reminds me in a vague way of some of the view from the bottom of your garden.
Yes, it's not, of course, from here. I think it's from in Victoria, but it's a very typical Australian and attractive landscape.
Yes. It's very pleasant and cool in here after the sunshine.
Yes,
isn't
we
it?
can always keep this house cool in the summer
Yes.
and warm in the winter, which I think.
And at that point, the cable ran out and the rest of the film got lost. And that's where we run out for another week. Hope you enjoyed it. The stories, transcripts and related links will be on our website by Monday.